1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Excellent!
Okay, so the second cocktail on the Tree and Vine list is called the Mortal Kombucha. It's probably the most labour-intensive cocktail we have, but it's also the most interesting, I think. It has some really interesting ingredients, in particular the coffee kombucha, which is delicious. So, to start with, it's a shaken cocktail. It's a rum base. I'd like to say it's like anything, but it's like nothing else. There's no similar cocktail to this. This cocktail will be for cocktail lovers that really want to try something different, because it is delicious and different. It's just so. Get into it. Spiced rum, 45ml to start with. We have opted for Kraken for this one. Kraken's quite heavily dominated by vanilla, cinnamon. Now, it is Tree and Vine after all, so we have Creme de Cacao, because chocolate fits that category. It's just 5ml, so I'm doing 45ml rum, 5ml of the chocolate. I'm sure we'll probably mix those together for the final one. Now this is the guy, this is the kiddie, coffee kombucha. Now kombucha typically is made with tea. This is Reese's baby. He's decided to use coffee. And the way we use it, because we are a low waste menu, every time we make hundreds and hundreds of coffees every day. When you make coffee, you bash out the coffee grounds and you throw them in the bin. But we wanted to see if they still had flavour and life in them after they've been used to make an espresso or a latte or whatever. And it turns out they do. They have loads of flavour in them. So what we do is we make a sweet, almost cold brew from the coffee grounds, the spent coffee grounds. We add sugar, and then we add a SCOBY. The same way you'd make a kombucha with tea, you need a live culture. So a SCOBY is a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. It's alive, it lives, and it multiplicates and it makes babies, and we can make hundreds and hundreds of litres of kombucha. So what kombucha is, it's got a little tart afternote, which is what makes this cocktail really interesting. So it's similar to when we add the shrubs to the soulmates and the beetroot shrub. You know, it has that tart, vinegary little kick. This kombucha has something very similar. This is lovely on its own as well, just with a bit of soda. Delicious. So 50ml of the spent coffee ground coffee kombucha. Then we have 15ml. We need a sweet element here. We're using Orgeat. Orgeat is an almond syrup. Again, to really get that coffee flavour in there, because coffee and rum and chocolate, they all work so well together. We have a chocolate bitters. And lastly, just to give it a little bit of foam, we're using the same vegan foamer. You don't need a lot of this, just a little dash. All shaken up and strained into our lovely cube. Rightio. We're going to do a double shake for this one as well, I think. No? We'll see how it goes. Lost my mic. The show must go on. Get in there, boy. Right. So maybe not a double... No, it doesn't need double shake at all, actually. Just a really hard shake and you're there. Double strain them out. So this cocktail with the coffee kombucha in there, I mean, it does have a double shot of rum, but it's arguably good for you. All that healthy bacteria. It's a bit like Yakult in that regard. Good for your gut. It's almost perfect, that. If that was a brand new ice cube, it would be perfect. Right. Lastly, to get that even more chocolate, even more coffee, we have dark chocolate just grated on the top, which this is the truffles that are made in-house as well. There we have it. Mortal Kombucha.